Hey everyone, welcome to this video. I'm Laura123 and this is going to be a new book haul video. So yeah, I've been a little bit naughty. Okay, I've been very naughty and I've got some new books, and in this video I'm going to show you them, tell you a bit about them, and hey, maybe I'll give you some ideas for books that you'll want to read. So sit back, relax, enjoy the video. If you do, please click like, comment, share and subscribe to my channel. That would be awesome. Don't forget also to check out my other channel, Laura123 ASMR. The link is down below. Okay, there's a lot of books here. I don't really know where to start. Like, yeah, I was so naughty. I did say that I wouldn't be buying any new books because I got some recently, and yeah, hashtag bookworm problems. All right, so I'm going to start with the book I'm currently reading, and honestly, this is such a good book. This isn't normally the kind of book that I would pick up, but I'd read about this. Well, I've been reading about it everywhere basically, but the first ever port of call where I heard about this book was this article about 7 thrillers that you should read this summer. Some of them I'd already read, some of them I was like, doesn't sound my cup of tea. But this one intrigued me. I thought, I've never read anything like it. It sounded interesting. And I'm really, really pleased that I got it and kind of stepped out of my comfort zone, you know, as such with books. This is by S.A. Cosby. It's called Razor Blade Tears. I will say, like, this cover is okay, but I do prefer the American version of the book cover. I just think I like it a little bit more, but it doesn't really matter. It's about what's inside more than the actual cover, right? Don't judge a book by its cover. But yeah, this is so good. Like, it is so raw and gritty and thought-provoking, and it honestly could be a film. I think this book could be turned into a film. Let me tell you what it's about. It says, a black father, a white father, 2 murdered sons, a quest for vengeance. Ike Randolph left jail 15 years ago with not so much as a speeding ticket since, but a black man with cops at the door knows to be afraid. Ike is devastated to learn that his son, Isaiah, has been murdered, along with Isaiah's white husband, Derek. Though he never fully accepted his son, Ike is broken by his death. Derek's father, Buddy Lee, was as ashamed of Derek being gay as Derek was of his father's criminal past. But Buddy Lee, with seedy contacts deep in the underworld, needs to know who killed his only child. Desperate to do better by them in death than they did in life, 2 hardened ex-cons must confront their own prejudices about their sons and each other as they rain down vengeance upon those who hurt their boys. Honestly, it's so good. I've got through this book so quick. Like, I reckon I'll have this done by the end of today. It's so passionate, and it's so different than anything I've ever read, you know, and I like the fact that it deals with just so many topics in one book. You know, it's revenge, it's, you know, dealing with like sexuality, it's dealing with race, it's dealing with grief. There's just so much going on, and it's a really great thriller as well. So yeah, really recommend this. Razor Blade Tears. Okay, the next book I want to show you I picked up in a charity shop, cheap as chips, and it's called The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. So I probably won't get round to reading this book anytime soon, but I keep hearing about it on the lovely Pages with Paige channel. I love Pages with Paige. Like, she's awesome. I love her videos. I watch all of them. Like, as soon as she uploads, I'm watching them. I love the fact she's so fun. She speaks her mind, and also, like, she's just so, like, enthusiastic and excited and passionate about reading, as am I. So, like, I just really enjoy watching her videos, and she's been saying about this series. So yeah, I thought, saw it in a charity shop, I'm going to pick it up. It is a fantasy series. It sounds really interesting, actually. Yeah, it says, for the past 200 years, the Sky government has led an oppressive campaign against unnaturalness in London. Clairvoyance in all its forms has been decreed a criminal offence, and those who practice it viciously punished. Forced underground, a clairvoyant underworld has developed, combating persecution and evading capture. Paige Mahoney, a powerful dreamwalker operating in the Seven Dials district of London, leads a double life, using her unnaturalness illegally or hiding her gift from her father, who works for the Sky regime. This sounds such a great, like, dark fantasy, like, just really interesting. So yeah, thank you, Pages with Paige, for kind of, yeah, introducing me to that, because I've not really heard much about it, to be fair. Okay, so next book I want to show you is actually a book that I saw on another booktuber that I love to watch. I don't know, I like really enjoy watching booktubers, but my purse is not happy when I do, because what happens is I watch a booktuber, I hear him talking about certain books, I think, oh, that sounds like really exciting. That sounds like my cup of tea. And then I end up spending money from said purse. So yeah, but yeah, I just thought this sounds really sweet. It's by Gal Foreman. It's called We Are Inevitable. This cover though is so adorable. Come on, look at that cute cover. It says some love stories are just bound to happen. So far, the inevitable hasn't worked out so well for Aaron Stein. While his friends have gone to college and moved on with their lives, Aaron's been left behind running a failing bookshop with his dad. What he needs is a lucky break. The good kind of inevitable. And then he meets Hannah. Incredible Hannah, magical, musical, brave and clever. Could she be the answer? And could they, their relationship, their meeting, possibly be the inevitable Aaron's been waiting for? So it says a laugh till you cry story about finding yourself and your people. Yeah, I think this sounds super good, super sweet. And it's just got a little gorgeous cover. And I love books that are kind of set in bookshops, like a book in a book, you know. Okay, next up, I got this book here in a charity shop, 50p, bargain. Now, I was thinking of saving this for like Christmassy time because it kind of gives me those Christmas vibes. It's called From Notting Hill with Love Actually. So now I did like Notting Hill, but I love the film Love Actually, but I love that kind of play on words, the whole kind of mixing of film titles there. Sparkly, fun and endearing. This is by Ali McNamara. So I'm sure someone has mentioned this in a video, I don't know, but anyway, From Notting Hill with Love Actually. It seems just a real kind of sweet book. I think I'm going to save this for December, I think, like for a little Christmassy romancy book. Scarlett loves the movies, but does she love sensible fiance David just as much? With a big white wedding on the horizon, Scarlett really should have decided by now. When she has the chance to house sit in Notting Hill, the setting of one of her favourite movies, Scarlett jumps at the chance, but living life like a movie is trickier than it seems, especially when her new neighbour Sean is so irritating and so irritatingly handsome too. Scarlett soon finds herself starring in a romantic comedy of her very own, but who will end up as the leading man? Oh, it sounds so good and so sweet, but I don't know, maybe I won't wait till Christmas because that does sound really cool. So that's that one. Okay, next up I want to show you a book that I was actually gifted. So I will be doing an actual separate video on this once I've read it, like a book review and stuff. But I want to say a huge thank you to the lovely Aidan Polydorus. Look how gorgeous is this book cover. Like seriously, it's just gorgeous. So yeah, this is the uncorrected proof. So I don't know if this is going to be like the final cover or stuff, or if it's going to change, but either way it's gonna look great. So yeah, I want to say a huge thank you to him for gifting me this. This was sent to me all the way from America, and like I get really excited and really like thankful to authors and stuff and publishers when they send me proof copies and stuff. It's so nice. But yeah, this just sounds so interesting, so my cup of tea. I want to try and put it into this month's TBR. I've already done my TBR video, so there's a lot on that TBR, but I'm trying to kind of fit some more in as well, maybe swap some around and read some next month. Anyway, so I will tell you about this, but as I say, once I've read it, I'll do like a proper kind of video just about this book, you know. So it's called The City Beautiful, and as I say, it's by Aidan Polydorus. It says here Chicago 1893. For Alter Rosen, this is the land of opportunity, and he dreams of the day he'll have enough money to bring his mother and sisters to America, freeing them from the oppression they face in his native Romania. But when Alter's best friend Yakov becomes the latest victim in a long line of murdered Jewish boys, his dream begins to slip away. While the rest of the city is busy celebrating the World's Fair, Alter is now living a nightmare possessed by Yakov's Dybbuk. See, Dybbuks are scary as anything, trust me. Not that I've ever had one, but I've seen shows about it. Oh my days, they're so freaky. He is plunged into a world of corruption and deceit and thrown back into the arms of a dangerous boy from his past. A boy who means more to Alter than anyone knows. Now, with only days to spare until the Dybbuk takes over Alter's body completely, the two boys must race to track down the killer before the killer claims them next. So it says here, there's a quote here from Dahlia Adler, who I really like her books. She's great. She's put a quote saying, "The City Beautiful is the haunting, queer, Jewish historical thriller of my darkest dreams." So this is great. Like, I just think this is going to be so good. So thank you so much for that. And as I say, once I've read it, I'll do like a separate video, like a book review kind of thing as well. So next up is this one here. I think this is going to be my next read. Possibly. I don't know. I've got so much choice, but I feel connected to this one. It's Behind You by Catherine Foxfield. This just sounds just absolutely fantastic. It says, welcome to It's Behind You, the reality TV game show that will scare you to death. 5 contestants must spend the night in the dark and dangerous Umber Gorge caves. Haunted, or maybe hunted as well. Haunted by a ghost called the Puckered Maiden. Whoever lasts until morning wins £10,000. As the television producers ramp up the frights, secrets start to be revealed, and these teenagers have hidden motives for taking part in this show. Could one of them be a murderer? I don't know. This just sounds so good. Like, I love it. I love like reality TV shows, and I love like paranormal stuff. So yeah, this is I think is going to be my next read. So that is definitely going to be up there with my next few reads. It's so difficult to choose your next read when you've got so many like amazing books to choose from, right? Hashtag bookworm problems. Right, the next book here, I don't normally like time travel-y kind of books, but this book is so hyped right now, and I just, I keep hearing so many good things about it. And I was like, do you know what? Everyone seems to love this book, and I love the cover as well. Like, it's just so cute. Like, seriously. This is called One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston. And the other reason I liked it, is that how you say it? Hold on. Casey McQuiston. Anyway, that's how I say it. I loved, another reason why I wanted it, I loved Red, White and Royal Blue. So the fact that it's the same author also kind of made me want to get this. But it says, sometimes love stops in your tracks. As I say, I don't really go for the kind of like time travel thing, but as I say, this just does sound interesting and sweet and fun. It says, for cynical 23-year-old August, moving to New York City is supposed to prove her right, that things like magic and cinematic love stories don't exist, and the only smart way to go through life is alone. She can't imagine how waiting tables at a 24-hour pancake diner, God, that sounds nice, doesn't it? A pancake diner. Ooh. And moving in with too many weird roommates could possibly change that. And there's certainly no chance of her subway commute being any more than a daily trudge through boredom and electrical failures. But then there's this gorgeous girl on the train, Jane. Dazzling, charming, mysterious, impossible Jane. Jane with her rough edges and swoopy hair and soft smile, showing up in a leather jacket to save August's morning when she needs it the most. August's subway crush becomes the best part of her day, but pretty soon she discovers there's one big problem. Jane doesn't just look like an old school punk rocker. She's literally displaced in time from the 1970s, and August is going to have to use everything she tried to leave in her own past to help Jane. Maybe it's time to start believing in some things after all. So it's supposed to be magical and a love story, coming of age kind of story. It is different. So I'm going to give time travel kind of vibe a go with this one, because I think this sounds really special. Hopefully I'll like that one. Okay, next book I got in Poundland. Look at this cover. Like, seriously, like, this is one of the most beautiful covers I've ever seen. I've never heard of this book. To be honest, I don't really know much about it, but it was just a cover buy, and it was £1. But then when I read it, I read up on it on Goodreads when I got home, and it had like some nice reviews. People seemed to really like it, so I was like, okay. It's a YA. It's by Meg Medina. But look at it's just so beautiful. I love this cover. It says here, from the moment Sonia Ocampo slipped into the world, blue and shivering, the hopes and dreams and fears of others have weighed heavily upon her shoulders. If only her belief in herself was as strong as their faith in her. The story of change in difficult times, tale of sacrifice. Most of all, it's about fighting for a better future, for love. A poignant novel. So I don't know, as I don't really kind of know from that what the story is, but I'm kind of intrigued by it, and that cover was just beautiful. Okay, next up, what should we go for next? This, talking about beautiful books, I mean, oh my days, this book, you're about to see one of, I think, the most beautiful books ever, like literally, and I have seen a lot of books. Okay, Whew, this is the brand new book, the last in the trilogy, from Rainbow Rowell, and it's called Any Way the Wind Blows. Right, so you're probably looking at this cover thinking, well, it's not that great. I mean, it's nice, it's cool, but it's not like amazing, Laura. What are you talking about? Let me just take the dust jacket off. Let me just do this and show you the beauty underneath. Look at that. Just take a moment. Give it respect it deserves. Just look at it. It's stunning. Look at the sprayed edges. It's got sprayed edges of the same kind of design. Oh my God. And not only that, it's got this beautiful artwork inside as well. Look. I haven't read the last book. What was the last book? I can't remember now what it's called. Oh yeah, so Carry On, and then Wayward Son was the second one. So I haven't read that for a while, so I've got to kind of remember what happened in the last one. But I just, yeah, I really love this series. So I've had this on pre-order for ages and ages, and it's just stunning. There's artwork at the back. It's just so pretty. Honestly, I'm going to really enjoy reading this book, not only because I can't wait to find out what happens in the trilogy, but just it's going to like be like oddly satisfying and pleasing as I read it because it's so beautiful. Am I a total geek? Maybe. But yeah, this is Rainbow Rowell. So I'm not going to say about it because it is the last in the trilogy, so obviously I don't want to give any spoilers away. I'll put that back in a minute. But yeah, this is the Waterstones signed exclusive edition. Yeah, it's signed by the one and only Rainbow Rowell as well. Here we go. How freaking cool is that? So yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Okay, but yeah, if you like fantasy and stuff, YA, it's so good. Like, the characters are great, the romance, the adventure. It's kind of, I don't know, it kind of gives me Harry Potter vibes a bit, kind of thing. There's vampires, there's friendship, there's romance, there's just, yeah, I really love that series. Okay, moving on. I've got this book here in Sainsbury's. So basically, Sainsbury's, the South End Sainsbury's has like a little book section, okay? And I go in for like, I don't know, cheese or bread, and I end up with a few books. I know it's terrible. I should just avoid that aisle and just walk the other way, but I don't, because I'm a rebel. I'm naughty. This is just so pretty as well. So many beautiful book covers in this video. This is The Mermaid of Black Conch by Monique Roffery. So I've seen this on Instagram. I can't remember his name, but there's this guy I follow, and he puts the most beautiful, I think it's Dan the Bookseller or something. He does the most beautiful like layouts for his Bookstagram pictures. They are like one of my favorites. And not only do they look pleasing to me to look at, but it always gives me ideas for books, because I read up about what the book is. I'm like, oh, actually, that does sound interesting, and I end up buying it. Thanks. But this one, I think he did this like last week, and he made it all look really pretty. So yeah, The Mermaid of Black Conch. Yeah, I don't really know much about it. I mean, obviously there's a mermaid in it, but I didn't really know much about the story. But I stood in Sainsbury's, and I was just like reading the back, and I was like, you know what, this sounds really, really, really good. So it says, jealousy, love and freedom. Near the island of Black Conch, a fisherman sings to himself while waiting for a catch, but David attracts a sea dweller that he never expected. I think it's pronounced Akaya. I'll just say Akaya. An innocent young woman cursed by jealous wives to live as a mermaid. When American tourists capture Akaya, David rescues her and vows to win her trust. Slowly, painfully, she transforms into a woman again. Yet, as their love grows, they discover that the world around them is changing, and they cannot escape the curse forever. A bittersweet love story about a beautiful young woman and a fisherman. A joy to read. Yeah, I think this sounds so good. Like, I might have to sneak this into my TBR this month as well. Yeah, it just I read I can't remember what it was called. I read it about a year or so ago. Was it The Mermaid and I can't remember. There's a book that was quite similar to that. It had a beautiful blue cover, and I can't remember the name of it, but I love mermaidy books, and yeah, I think that sounds great. Okay, I'll show you the other two books that I got from Sainsbury's as well. By the way, really cheap as chips in Sainsbury's, £4.50 for a book, whereas in my beloved Waterstones, who I love, and they're my favourite bookshop ever, but they are a little bit expensive compared to like Sainsbury's. But anyway, I got The Marlow Murder Club by Robert Thorogood. Now, I don't know about you, but I think this is literally like a copy cover-wise of Richard Osman's Thursday Night Murder Club. Now, that book was, I think I voted that one my favourite book of last year. I can't wait for the second one. It comes out soon, pre-ordered. Waterstones, been there, done that, got it ready. Oh, can't wait for the sequel. And it's going to be a film as well, so yay. But yeah, this literally looks like the same kind of cover in the style, the colouring, etc. And also a little bit similar with the story where the older people are like detectives and there's been a murder. So it's kind of like someone's thought, oh, you know what, Richard Osman's had a massive hit with Thursday Night Murder Club. I think I'll do something pretty similar, but it might not be similar, but it sounds a little bit similar. But then I thought, well, if I like that one, I should like this one, maybe. Anyway, let me tell you what it's about. It says to solve an impossible murder, you need an impossible hero. 77-year-old Judith Potts is blissfully happy. She lives alone in a faded mansion in Marlow, sets crosswords for the Times, and there's no man in her life to tell her what to do or how much whiskey to drink. One evening while out swimming in the Thames, Judith witnesses a brutal murder, and when the local police don't believe her story, Judith and two unlikely friends decide to investigate for themselves, and together they are the Marlow Murder Club. Sounds a little bit similar to the Thursday Night Murder Club. But anyway, but soon another soon another body turns up, and it seems that a real-life serial killer is at work. Now the puzzle they set out to solve has become a trap from which they might never escape. Oh. So it does sound really good. So as I say, all right, it's a little bit similar to that one, but it might not be once I get into it. Okay, the next book I want to show you, oh no, actually I said I'd show you the one from Sainsbury's, didn't I? So this is the other one I got from Sainsbury's, also £4.50, The Castaways by Lucy Clark. I'd not heard of this one, I'd not seen it on booktube, I'd not read about it or anything. I was literally in Sainsbury's, drawn to this cover, and also like what it says, like it says, wish you were here, think again. So I was like, oh. But yeah, so it's saying here, you wake on a beautiful remote island, sparkling blue seas, golden sunsets, barely a footprint in the sand. Yet this is no ordinary escape. Next to the wreck of a plane, a stranger paces, another sharpens a knife, scoring a list of the dead onto a palm tree, and others watch from the shadows of a campfire, all with untold stories and closely guarded secrets. This is no ordinary holiday. This is no ordinary island. This is no ordinary beach read. I won't be reading it on the beach. I'll be reading it on my sofa on my bed, but you know what I'm saying. I just think this sounds really like good and interesting, and yeah, I thought it was my cup of tea or coffee, whatever I prefer. Okay, next book I want to show you, this one here. I'll be honest, I had this on my radar for a long time. I was going to buy it, and then I kind of changed my mind at the last minute because I thought I've already got lots of series. I don't really fancy buying any more book series, you know, kind of getting into any ones because I haven't read my other series yet. But I don't know, I keep seeing it, and the cover is so beautiful and the story sounds so good. And then when I read on Goodreads about it, it doesn't say like when number 2 is out. So maybe like it ends on a kind of way that it won't be a cliffhanger, like it, you know, like some series, you know, you have to read the next book to find out what happens. This might be, this is this story, number 2 will be the same characters with a kind of different story. Does that make sense? I don't know. But anyway, I gave in because it just sounds great. Carolina Donahue's All Our Hidden Gifts. The American version of the cover is, I don't know actually, because this is gorgeous, this cover. Like, I like this, but the American version is a little bit better possibly in my opinion, but there's not much in it because this one is gorgeous. Yeah, so I'll tell you what it's about. The cards hold the truth. Be careful what you ask. It's got a tarot card connection as well. I love my tarot cards, so you know. Maeve Chambers doesn't have any special gifts. That is until she finds a dusty old pack of tarot cards and starts giving uncannily accurate readings to everyone around her. But when she reads for her ex-best friend Lily, a strange card appears in the deck and everything goes wrong. Lily doesn't come to school for the next day, or the next, and Maeve knows that she's been taken somewhere the police will never find her. Only the cards and something older, something even more powerful, can bring her back. Do you see what I mean? I know I said I wouldn't get into any more series, but like that just sounds so good. Like just sounds so good. So yeah, I can't wait for that one. It sounds really good. All right, next up, we've got a couple of these little quick reads. I like these. These are just little quick reads. They don't take me long to read. I get these done in like just over an hour if I'm like focused on it. And, you know, it adds on my Goodreads challenge list for the year. But yeah, they're only £1 each in the works. And I was like, yeah, there were some others as well, but some I wasn't interested in and some I'd already read, so that's why I didn't get them. But yeah, this one's by Katie Ford and it's called Saving the Day. I've never read a Katie Ford book. I've heard of her, but I've not read of her. I've not read her until now. So it says she has just one chance to change her life. I really like the cover of this one. It's like really girly. Really girly. Ali is bored with her job and starting to wonder whether she even likes her boyfriend Ryan. The high point in her day is passing a cafe on her walk home from work. It's the sort of place where she'd really like to work. Then one day she sees an advert on the door, assistant wanted. But before she can land her dream job, Ali knows she must achieve 2 things. Number 1, learn to cook. Number 2, end her relationship with Ryan, especially as through the window of the cafe she spies a waiter who looks much more her type of man. When she learns that the cafe is in danger of closing, Ali knows that she must do her very best to save the day. It just sounds sweet and fun, and sometimes we need a bit of sweet, fun, you know, books in our life, right? Can't have all dark thrillers. And the other one, ironically, it does sound quite dark actually. This is by the same author that did My Sister is the Serial Killer. On the back there, I didn't read that. I mean, if I like this one, I might look into it. But it's had some really good like rave reviews, so never say never. This one's called The Baby Is Mine, and I hope I say her name properly. I'm going to say it is Oyinkan Braithwaite. Oyinkan Braithwaite. Yeah, so when I picked it up originally, The Baby Is Mine, I just thought it was going to be a kind of, I don't know, mum kind of story. And then I read about it and I was like, oh, actually, this sounds pretty damn freaky. And I like it. A wickedly dark story about pandemic parents and playboys. When his girlfriend throws him out during the pandemic, Bambi has to go to his uncle's house in lockdown. I can't say that. Is it Lagos? Lagos. He arrives during a blackout and is surprised to find his Auntie Bidemy sitting in a candlelit room with another woman. They both claim to be the mother of the baby boy fast asleep in his crib. At night, Bambi is kept awake by the baby's cries, and during the days he is disturbed by a cockerel that stalks the garden. There is sand in the rice, a blood stain appears on the wall, someone scores tribal markings into the baby's cheeks, and as the fight between the 2 women turns even more dangerous, Bambi has to find out which woman is lying and which is telling the truth. That just sounds so dark and creepy. I like it. A blood stain appears on the wall, tribal markings on a baby. Like, what? But yeah, as I say, I've not read My Sister the Serial Killer, so this will kind of give me a little. And that's the other thing I really love about quick reads is if I've read a little quick read, and I like the vibe and the style of writing by the author, then it makes me want to go out and get their proper, like, you know, big sized books instead of just a little book. Yeah, that's quite disturbing, actually, isn't it? So, right, moving on. This one here is called Velvet, the Black Door. Now, I got this in Poundland, and it was £1, obviously. But this isn't my cup of tea. This sounds a little bit like 50 Shades, and I'm not into the whole kind of ooh la la 50 Shades of Grey kind of books. I know a lot of people are, and that's great. But I've just, you know, I don't know. It's just not my. I don't mind if there's like some ooh la la scenes in a book. Like, I'm not all like, oh my god, I don't want to read about that. It's not that. I just don't like actual books where it's just mainly about that. You know what I mean? Anyway, but I have to be honest, I was drawn to this because number 1, it was only £1, and number 2, I love keys. It's a bit weird, but I have this obsession with like keys. I love like keys, and I love this key. I was like, oh, that's really nice. And then I read about it and I was like, actually, it does sound pretty cool. And maybe a bit of ooh la la is a good thing in a book. Yeah, let's try it. Behind the Black Door, anything and everything can happen. Ariel Vaughan is a high-powered attorney and a partner at her firm, dating one of the most eligible bachelors in New York City. She's living the high life, but her sex life has hit a whole low point. Then a hot young escort introduces her to the Black Door Club, and her best friend encourages her to try it out. There she finds a fantasy playground for women full of every obsession and erotic temptation a girl could dream of. Oh my. Soon she meets a man who taps into her darkest desires, but it's not long before everything she holds dear becomes threatened by this newfound passion. I don't know. I'll probably have to have like a cold shower after reading it. As I say, I'll give it a go. If it's not my thing, then it'll be going on eBay for someone who prefers the ruder type of book. Okay, so I'll show you the other couple that I got at Poundland. Love Virtually by Daniel Glacier. I think that is Daniel Glacier. Not heard of this one either. Poundland do some great books, so I was like, yeah, I'll take a risk, you know. Have you ever just clicked with someone? I love that play on words there. Have you ever just clicked with someone? Love Virtually. Anyway, so it says here, modern romance that feels both fresh and traditional. While trying to cancel her subscription to a magazine, Emmy emails Leo by mistake. A few brief exchanges are all it takes to spark a mutual interest. Ooh. And soon they're sharing their innermost secrets, desires and passions. It seems only a matter of time before they will meet in person, but they keep putting off the moment. And after all, Emmy is happily married. So yeah, I don't know. I don't like books of like affairs and stuff, really. It's not my thing, but I don't know. I think it's cool. Like she wrote to him, and I don't know if it's done in email. Oh, it is. Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. Look, it's done like some of it's done in like emails and stuff, which I like. Is the whole thing in emails? Oh, okay. Looks like the whole thing is pretty much in emails. Okay, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Anyway, that's that one. And the other one here is called Kingdom of Sleep. Now, I looked at this and thought, what a beautiful cover. But then I thought, I recognise that name. And the reason why I recognise the name of this book is because if you can see on the back, I have this one here, which is called 1,000 Nights. And this is number 2. I think it's a duology. So I've got number 1 and now I have number 2 and it only cost me £1. So worth a try. But yeah, I haven't read number 1 yet. It's by E.K. Johnston, but I know where it is. It's downstairs on my bookcase. So Spin the Story, Unravel the Curse. I don't really want to read about this, obviously, because it will ruin it for me and you for the first one. But yeah, I think there's princesses and magic and yeah, I don't know. So yeah. Right, we've got 4 left. 4 left. Are you still awake? I hope you're still awake. Next one here is by Kiera Cass, The Betrayed. Now, yeah, I'm also not going to talk about this one either because this is number 2 in a series. So this is from Kiera Cass, and it's the first one was called The Betrothed. This is The Betrayed, and she done the amazing series The Selection, which I absolutely love. The Selection series. It's downstairs, you know, displayed on my bookcase in the front room because it's such a beautiful series of books. I love the stories. The book covers are beautiful, the girls in their lovely dresses, and I love The Selection. I would definitely read that again in the future at some point. If you've not read the Selection series, check it out. But yeah, this is a new series and I really love number 1, so I'm waiting to find out what happens in number 2. It says on the front here, she gave her heart away, now she'll fight to get it back. Can you follow your heart when it's already broken? Oh, going to be good. I love Kiera Cass. She's just such an amazing author. Right, and the next one I'll show you is, now the actual book, I'd gone to collect Our Hidden Gifts at Waterstones, and the lovely girl there said if you go and look on the table display, you can get buy one get one half price. And I was like, well, don't want to miss out on an offer, right? You got to get your offers in. So I picked this one up as well. This was one that I was thinking about, but it wouldn't have been one that I'd have just gone out and bought on its own. But seeing as I got it as a kind of discount, and it's signed as well. There's a little signature plate there. So it's called An Emotion of Great Delight, and it's by Tahara Mafi. Love the cover, really lovely cover. But then I realised the author also done this one here, which was A Very Large Expanse of Sea. And I really, have I said that right? A very, hold on, a very large expanse of sea. Yeah. I really liked that one. That was really good. So that kind of gives me a thing of, oh, hopefully this will be good as well. But yeah, so it says here, it's been several months since the US officially declared war in Iraq, and the war has evolved. Tensions are high, hate crimes are on the rise, and the Muslim community is harassed and targeted more than ever. Shady, who wears hijab, keeps her head down. She's too busy drowning in her own troubles to find the time to deal with bigots. Shady is named for joy, but she's haunted by the loss of family and friendship. And then, of course, there's the small matter of her heart. It's broken. Trying to navigate her crumbling world by soldiering through, Shady says nothing. Each day says nothing. Each day retreating farther and farther inside herself until finally one day everything changes and she explodes. Yeah, as I said, I really like the other one, so hoping this one is going to be good. And it's always cool managing to get a signed book. I like getting the signed ones. Okay, 2 more left. These 2 are left. By the way, come and follow me on Goodreads. If you're on Goodreads, my link's down below. Come and follow me on Goodreads. And if like anyone like wants to buddy read with me, it would be really great. Like, because I just really want to buddy read a book with someone. Let me know in the comments if you want to. Okay, anyway, moving on. I sounded really sad and lonely then. If you want to be my bookworm friend. Yeah, this one is by Isaac Fitzsimmons and it's called The Passing Playbook. Another one that I'd had on my to be read list, ones that I was after when they come out. So there's a quote here from the lovely Becky Albertelli on the front. She says, "I loved every minute I spent in this story." I love Becky Albertelli. I think her books are great. I didn't particularly like her last one, I have to be honest. I thought that was a bit wishy-washy, but apart from that, I've loved all her other books. Anyway, so yeah, Passing Playbook. It says 15-year-old Spencer is a proud nerd, an awesome big brother, and a messy in training. He's also transgender. After a year of bullying, Spencer gets a fresh start, a new school with great friends, a spot on the boys' soccer team, and maybe even something more than friendship with one of his teammates. The only thing is, no one knows that Spencer is trans. He's passing. So when I can't say that word, discriminatory, sorry. Anyway, Law forces his coach to bench him. Spencer has to make a choice. Cheer his team on from the sidelines or fight for his right to play, even if it means coming out to everyone, including the guy he's falling for. So, yeah, I think that sounds really good. It says here, Love, Simon meets Friday Night Lights in this irresistible LGBTQI plus romance. So, yeah. What if staying stealth is no longer the goal? Okay. So there we go. Talking about the football, by the way, can we just mention England won last night? Yeah! Final against Italy. Come on. It's coming home. It might come home. It probably won't. Anyway, so the last book I want to show you is this one here. Now, this is one of the books that I probably shouldn't have bought because it wasn't on my to-read list or anything. It is signed, so that's good. Ta-da! This is Dorothy Coomson, I think that is. I Know What You've Done. And I can't remember what else she wrote. Hold on. There's definitely, I'm sure I've read her before. Oh, she's wrote all these. All these. I don't know. I don't know. I just recognised The Bright Mermaid, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, I saw about this on the Waterstones website. The Waterstones website is like not good for me. I sit there sometimes, I'm nice and relaxed, and I sit on my bed with my laptop or on my phone and I just look at the Waterstones website, what's new, book section. It's deadly for me. It really is. But anyway, I read about this one and it just sounded so interesting and so good. You know I love a good thriller. So it says, what if all your neighbours' secrets landed in a diary on your doorstep? What if the woman who gave it to you was left for dead by one of the people in the diary? And what if the police asked if you knew anything? Would you hand over the book of secrets? Or would you try to find out what everyone had done? I know what you've done. Whew, the blistering new novel from the queen of the big reveal. So I reckon this is going to be one of those, like, you get to the end and then boom, you know. Yeah, it does sound really good though, right? And I kind of imagined my street, like when I read about it, I kind of imagined my street and my neighbours, and I was like, oh God, if I knew all their secrets, ooh, be good. Anyway, so that is the end of the video. Are you still awake? I hope you are. As I say, if you enjoyed watching, please click like, comment, share, subscribe to my channel, and check out Mixler123 ASMR, my other channel, and all my social media links down below in the description box. So yeah, I can take my glasses off now. Oh, the red mark's back on my nose as ever. Look at that. So yeah, let me know in the comment section down below what book you're currently reading. Also, if there's any like new books coming out soon that you're mega excited about. As ever, there's always books that I'm excited about, but the one that's I can't wait for is The Golem and the Djinn 2, which I think, if I remember rightly, is called The Hidden Palace, by Helen Wecker. I've got it on pre-order. It's going to be a big one though. I know it looks like a big old chunky book, so I don't know if I'll manage it this month, but it'll probably go on to next month's TBR. But I can't wait. I love the Golem and the Djinn. But anyway, I'm rambling. Thanks for watching. Lots of love. Happy reading. Bye.